Hey everyone. I don't know where the camera is on my phone. I think it's over here. There we go. Hello. Anyway, I am in my new apartment right now, and I figure the first thing I want to use it for, now that I can record things a little more freely, because it's quieter here. As you can see, it's about 100 degrees out, so this probably isn't the best choice for a video, but I wanted to teach you all my fried rice recipe because I'm gonna cook it. It's gonna be the first thing I cook in the apartment because it's the one thing I know I cook the best. So we're gonna just get right down to it. And yeah, so anyway, let's make some fried rice. So when I first started making fried rice years ago, the first thing, the kind of rice we had in the house was this Uncle Ben's original. And it's, you know, it gets the job done, but you can use any rice you want for this. It's really a pretty simple recipe. Just make sure that, you know, you cook your rice accordingly. I have a rice cooker that makes it a lot easier. As you can see, I have this lovely rice cooker here. This is the most used appliance that I own, and it's absolutely gets the job done. Fantastic. So what I like to do when I use my rice cooker is it comes with a couple things. It comes with this little steamer tray here. So if I want to make dumplings or whatever, I can do that. And then I've got my scoops, obviously. So we can play the drums, you know, annoy the neighbors. Good times. So anyway, it comes with this little cup here. So this little cup's here. This cup's sole purpose is basically to measure out your rice. So I use it. I usually do about a cup of. So for every 1 cup of the rice that I do in this cup here, I do a cup of water. So keep them even. And it cooks for about 40 minutes in here. So I'm gonna just make, I'll make my usual of 4 cups of it, because I'm gonna save some for tomorrow for lunch. All right, and then same thing, but just 4 cups of water. Just fill it up real easy. So that's 1. And there's 2. And 3. And 1 more for good measure. And there's 4. So once I have the rice in there with the water, I like to just kind of make sure it doesn't get stuck to the side. So I scrape it off with this thing. Just like so. Just make sure that it's all stirred in. If you can see what I'm doing is just kind of stirring it in, no big deal. Make sure it's all in there. And then I just turn on the rice cooker, and that's pretty much part 1. So I'll turn this back on when I am actually at the cooking stage, and that's probably about 40 minutes from now. So insert some kind of little flash forward thing here. We'll be right back, and I'll have the fan on so I won't look disgusting. All right, and we are back. Woo, time lapse. Look, my hair's not gross. I'm not gross. Wow. Okay, so rice is ready. We're going to be putting it in a few minutes. The wok is sitting here. I put vegetable oil in it. You can use any kind of oil. I usually use vegetable oil, but you can use peanut oil, canola oil, whatever oil floats your fancy. Just make sure it's cooking oil. Now I've got some chopped onions here, which I chopped up with my space knife. I have some space knives. They are very cool. You can see this one here. You don't need a space knife to chop your onions, but it definitely makes you look cooler while you're doing it. So I'm going to put in this is a full chopped onion, just a Vidalia, nothing special, but you can use any type of onions you want, or really you can put anything in fried rice that you want. I just find that onions or scallions tend to really bring in a good flavor when you got them in there, especially if you let them cook for a little bit and they get kind of brown. And the other thing we're going to put in is we're going to put in some carrots. Shredded carrots. I bought the pre-shredded to save me some time because it's 100 degrees out, and I don't really feel like doing much physical activity today, because if I do, I'll probably wilt and die. I'm not really into dying. So just put my carrots in here, you know, just toss them all in the wok, right? And we're just going to let that go for a little while. Generally, I do my veggies by eye, but when I'm putting them in the wok, you know, you can do select amounts. Usually I try to do roughly the same amount of carrots and onions in there, you know, just to kind of balance it out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the oven on. We're going to start cooking on the stovetop here. And we are gonna make sure these guys get nice and brown and, you know, ready to go. And then I'm gonna start putting in the other stuff. So let me just get them covered in the oil, get it started. So fun fact, I actually own 3 woks. I have this one, I have an electric one up there. That's what this spatula comes from. This is a wok spatula, specifically designed to pick things up in a wok. And I also have another regular non-electric wok that is at my parents' shore house for when I go visit them. And I cook fried rice because that's really, this wok that I use now is actually my parents' old wok from when they got married, but I was the one who cooked with it the most, so I ended up with it. And that's why it's now here with me in my apartment. Alright, so we got that set, so we're going to turn this guy on. This is the first time I've turned on the oven in my new apartment, so let's see how it is. Hopefully I don't die. Let's see. Alright, looking good. Okay. Doesn't smell like a gas leak, so I think we are in business. Oh, it is strong. Okay, I'm going to lower it a little bit. Yeah, so I've obviously never cooked in this building before, so I'm kind of learning by ear. And you get to learn with me how to cook in this building. So this is a new oven. Normally I'm going to sit at my parents' house, so moving out makes things a little, you learn things. Right now what I'm learning is what the correct settings are on the stove, which I'm doing, of course, by just using it. Sometimes that's the best way to learn something, is to just do it. Alright, so while those are going, we'll let those sit for a little while, get kind of browned and all that. And as that happens, what I'm going to end up doing once they're ready is I'm going to put some eggs in. You can use, of course, any eggs you like. In an ideal world, I'd be using eggs from my dad's coworker, who actually has free-range chickens on his property, and he actually he'll just have eggs. He'll have a ton of eggs, and he brings them in for his coworkers, and then my dad gets a bunch, and I enjoy them. They're really, really good eggs. They're fresh, really well done. But these are egglands because I'm now living not at home. When I put the eggs in, I usually do 1 egg for every cup of rice I've done. As you saw earlier, I put in 4, so we're gonna have 4 eggs in here once this starts going. This oven makes a lot of noise. It almost sounds like there's wind blowing in it, and it's a little scary. Maybe I should block the fan. Hey guys, if I die, and this will be my last will and testament here, please leave everything to Murphy. I don't have anyone else I would really be giving anything to. I'm kind of poor. I don't have a significant other. I don't have children. So please, everything goes to the cat. He is absolutely my everything. And I love him. And, you know, Murphy, if you see this, you are my precious angel. And I love you. Actually, I don't think I'm going to die, but it is quite a loud burner. But you never want to take chances. I personally don't have a written out will, so I'm going to do it in video form here. Murphy gets everything. Bam. The rest of you are all disavowed because you were mean to me. Actually, you weren't mean to me. But Murphy gets everything because he's the one who needs the upkeep. And the rest of you have jobs. So, you can handle it. So I'm going to just put my spare carrots in the fridge. And we're going to wait for this to cook a little bit. Maybe I turn it up a little more so it goes a little faster. And hopefully I don't die. So we'll see you in 5. Alright, so now we got it in the pot. You can see it is actually simmering now. Turns out that, hey, my fan is way too good. And all the way across there, all the way back by the couch, it was actually hitting the blower. That was actually, hitting the... That's incredible. That fan is so good. Anyway, get a Vornado if you want to stay cool. So as you can see, this is starting to go now. And once it gets going a little more, we'll put in the eggs. Alright, kids. Time for eggs. So, just crack them on the edge of the wok. No big deal. Just like normal. Now, if you're like me and you're absolutely paranoid about things like salmonella, you can wash your hands right after you crack the eggs. I usually do. Because, as I said, I'm paranoid about things like salmonella. So, come on. That was like the world's worst egg crack. I stuck my thumb in there and just kind of If you get a little eggshell in the rice, it's okay. You can always pull it out with with your spatula or whatever. Don't forget to clean up, obviously. Eggs make a mess. And you really don't want those germs in your kitchen, do you? The kitchen is actually one of the dirtiest rooms in your house because you're cooking in it. And there, you get a lot of uncooked food germs and things like that. So, eggs are in. I'm going to wash my hands. Be right back. Yep. So you can watch the wok just kind of simmering there while I'm off to the side. But what I'm going to then do is stir the eggs in. And it kind of ends up with like a bit of a pancake texture, a bit like okonomiyaki, which is a Japanese egg pancake type dish that you cook on a grill. Kind of like an omelet. Pretty good, actually. You can put, much like an omelet, you can put pretty much anything in there. Just get that. Oh, that was a ball. Cool. Okay. There we go, very good. Okay, now, most importantly, we stir in the eggs. And we make sure that they cook fully, because there are a few things that, are less pleasant in your rice than runny eggs. I mean, really, eggs are good, but generally most people don't like them very runny. Some people do, but not really in your rice. They don't bind as well to the rice anyway, so you just kind of want to get them in there. So, there we go, all mixed in nice. And now, we have this lovely looking thing here. And there you go. So give that a minute or two to let the egg cook, and then we're going to put the rice in, which is arguably the most important part of fried rice. So that's in my rice cooker. I've been keeping it warm in here. Let's do that. Open it up. Get my oven mitts out, which I've never used. Okay. And these are brand spanking new, kids. Obviously, they coordinate with my outfit because I only wear one color, so it doesn't really matter. These are from IKEA, by the way, which is my favorite place to buy literally anything that isn't, cat food or something like that. Most of my furniture is from IKEA. A lot of my appliances are from IKEA. My cooking utensils are from IKEA. I just really like the Swedish furniture store. They give me meatballs. It's good. So, rice out. Yay. The rice cooker actually was a Christmas gift I asked for many years ago, and it is actually the most used cooking thing I have, because rice is pretty much a staple of my diet at this point. It's easy, it's quick, low effort. Get all that in there. Alright. So that's in there. I'll put that in the sink so I can rinse it out later. And now we just stir in the rice. So we're in the home stretch. We got the egg, we got the rice, we've got the carrots and onions. We need a few other things that'll really make this properly good. Oh, I forgot. Normally I put in pepper. I don't have pepper right now, but it's okay without pepper. You don't necessarily need it. But I usually put in a little black pepper. But I forgot to get that at the grocery store because I'm still in the process of moving into this apartment. So we're going to do without that. Normally I sprinkle that in right at the end of the cooking process. So pretend that I've put it in at the end and you've got my complete recipe. I'll actually add my recipe to the end of this video just so you can see exactly what it is with a better explanation of how I do it. Okay, so arguably the most important thing in Italian cooking is this beautiful, beautiful bounty of earth garlic. Now, there's no real fixed amount of how much garlic I put in my rice. I believe my written recipe actually says a shit ton, which is, of course, always the correct amount of garlic. So, usually what I do is I take a huge couple of hunking spoonfuls of the minced garlic like that and pile it on wildly. And obviously that's the best way to go. You can never have too much garlic. And I'm going to put my spoon in the sink. Bye. And just rinse it off. And while that's going, we're going to come back over here. And we're going to stir in the garlic. So, that all in there. As you can see, I like garlic. There's never too much garlic in anything. I mean, aside from the fact that it's good for your heart, it's also just plain good tasting. And I mean, if you come from an Italian family like I do, you know that garlic is clearly the greatest thing ever created on this planet. So mix your garlic in as evenly as you possibly can, especially if you put in a lot of it, because a big chunk can give you, if you're not used to eating a lot of garlic, you could get heartburn or acid. If you have acid reflux, you ought to be careful. And of course, we have the other most important part, which is the soy sauce. Yes, I just ate raw garlic, sue me. I eat raw garlic on a startlingly regular basis. It scares people. Okay, finally, put in the soy sauce. And then normally after this, again, I would add the black pepper, which I don't have right now because I'm still moving into the apartment. But you just want it kind of enough to brown it. You don't want to like drown it in there too much. Just enough. Just kind of mix your soy sauce in, let it kind of absorb into the rice. Try to get as much of it just slightly brown as possible. And then normally, as I said, you would sprinkle black pepper on top of this, but I am a dill weed and I don't have it, so there you go. Alright, and that is how you make fried rice as done by me. Now, again, your mileage may vary. You can put whatever you want here. You can add a protein. You can add beef or chicken or pork or anything you like to put in your fried rice. You can throw it in there. Any vegetables you like, throw them in. By all means, mushrooms would probably be awesome in this. Things like that. Just do whatever you want. Go crazy. Just remember to put in a lot of garlic. That's really the only requirement. So if you want to see how it looks, there it is. Looking good.